7 major things to note about him. All right, you will find the details right there in the belly of premiumtimesng.com. And we move on now to The Punch.
Pleasure Ride. Here at last, join the safest, classiest, and cheapest taxi ride in town. Wavex Taxi Ride for absolute safety and comfort. Available in over 500 cities in Nigeria, Africa, Europe, and America. Download the app now from the Google Store.
Of the Punch this morning, ex-CJN to get 2.5 billion naira benefit. Senate begins corruption probe. The writer to that story says retired CJN entitled to gratuity that is 300% of 3.36 million annual basic salary, according to an investigation. His earnings will be intact. He's entitled to official cars, houses, NJC source. Mohammed battling condition before appointments, visits Dubai for treatment, and that is according to a source. And still on the front page of the Punch this morning, it says sexagenarian dies as friend steals ATM card and withdraws 700,000. How sad. It says here, sexagenarian dies as friend steals ATM card, withdraws 700,000 naira. The details you find in the belly of the Punch. Exercise restraints. Buhari tells aggrieved senators. Right there in the belly of the Punch is where you will find it. Strike. Abiodun meets Labour today, laments cash crunch. Dollar hits 615 naira. Local raw material sourcing drops to 54%. NICOM cancels Niger Insurance Standard Alliance licenses. The details you will find in the belly of the Punch this morning. Aggrieved aspirants reject INEC list, begin multiple court cases. 13 marginal fields dormant. FG awards 57 to new investors. Will apply diplomatic pressure to help Ekweremadu, and that's coming from the reps. Reps grill NMPC, NMDPRA marketers over rising petrol and diesel prices. The details of this and more you will find right there in the belly of the Punch newspaper. And still on the front page of the Punch, Ekiti workers give Fayemi 21-day ultimatum over unpaid entitlement. Or your deputy governor sues assembly over impeachment move. Lagos airlifts 1,598 pilgrims and promises refund. On the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning is a rather sad picture here where it shows students in a classroom, some sitting on the floor, some sitting on a desk and bench. It says Edo pupils learning on bare floor, community seeks government's help. The details of that and more you will find in the belly of the Punch this morning. We'll take a quick break, and when we do come back, it'll be time to review some of these headlines. Don't forget, from the 7:30 hour, you get a chance to actually place a call through and react to any of the stories you are interested in. The number at that time will be 0818 22 22 205, 0818 22 22 205. Alternatively, at that time, you can call 0903 22 29 797, 0903 22 29 797. Internet's long, man. Oh,
we need the people who installed this place to come and teach us the basics of this thing. It has to do with the tuning, but we don't know which one. Because you know these mics were not working. When the man came, he just touched one or two things.
I even put it down.
Do you understand? Or they should give us the manual. We can read it.
All right, CitizenFM 93.7, and it's time to take a look at an in-depth look at the papers this morning. A very good morning to you, Lawrence. Good to see you again this morning.
Good morning, Kem.
Yep, you look a lot better than yesterday, and I'm grateful for that.
I love it, Joyce. Keep moving, and we thank God for His message.
Alhamdulillah, yes, that's right. All right, Lawrence, let's kick off with the CGN issue. The Senate will still be probing him despite the fact that he has resigned based on ill health.
No, but it's a no-brainer. That's the best thing to do because there's nothing personal. The Nigerian Senate will need to restore enough confidence on the judiciary, and the international community is watching. Businessmen are watching. Investors are watching, because those are the things that those people look out for. Do we have a chance to seek redress? When we seek redress, will it be delivered by an independent and impartial judiciary and stuff like that?
The fact that we need people to watch us while we do what is right is something to wonder.
No. But Kemi, to be fair, it's a basic human behavior. Forget about it. If I read a recent study that out of 10 people, 9 people will do the wrong thing if they know they will get away with it without any form of consequences. They will. They will break the traffic light if they know that if they jump traffic light, nothing is going to happen. But while a lot of people, and over the years, a lot of people know that if they do this, there are consequences. So they begin to obey. So over the years, it now becomes part of them.
And that's where, because you see, in all of us, we do have that, what you call a compass that tells you when you've done something wrong, you know. Nobody needs to tell you, and that's God's way of telling you that you don't need another person to watch you to do what is right.
You're absolutely right.
Well, we'll move on from that. Still with the judges, Nas Malami opposed suit seeking increase of judges' salaries, cut fixes judgment date. Let's take a look at that story. It says the National Industrial Court of Nigeria on Tuesday fixed the 15th of July for judgment in a suit seeking an upward review of the salaries and allowances of Nigerian judges. Judge Osato Hanwe Obaseki Osagie stated the case for verdict after lawyers to the parties closed the argument. Adegboyega Awomolo, senior advocate of Nigeria, who represented the claimant, Sebastian Hahn, posited, among other depositions, that the current economic reality in the country requires that the salaries and allowances of the nation's judges be urgently improved upon. Mr. Awomolo adopted 4 processes. He said the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission, RMAFC, directly involved, refused to file any papers before the court. The details you will find in the belly of Premium Times, but the headline, I was actually trying to find the headline where it says that Malami opposed suit seeking increase of judges' salaries, cut fixes judgment date. I was actually trying to find out the AGN's place in that story, but it's a bit difficult to lay my hands on right now.
The story that are many sides to it. One, the AGF is AGF of the Federation. It's also the AGF of the federal government.
Yeah.
So maybe when the case was taken to court, it was also sued as a joint.
Yes, absolutely. It says the plaintiff sued the National Assembly as the first defendant, RMAFC as the second, and the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, as the third defendant, and the National Judicial Council as the fourth defendant.
Yeah, but I think that the claimant is just trying to be clever by half, because this is not something that the court will just legislate into law. I think you can only go through the route of the National Assembly, through the Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission, to formally make a law that will increase the salary of the judges.
Okay, let me just quickly take this. It says the National Assembly had asked the court to allow an out-of-court settlement in the suit. Arguing against the suit, it said the law that a pre-action notice be issued to the legislative houses disclosing the course of action and released before such action is brought to court. In a similar argument, Ekene Eledimo, who represented the AGF, adopted his written address and urged the court to dismiss the suit for want of jurisdiction.
I will not be surprised if eventually, when judgment is given, that this case will be thrown out, because it will be setting a very difficult precedent. It's like the Nigerian Labour Congress going to court to say that the court should increase minimum wage. It doesn't happen that way. There has to be some kind of processes, negotiation.
And then who's going to even give the judgment? Another judge who's actually directly involved in what is going on. So I'm not sure that it is like you said. It probably would have to be done out of court.
Exactly.
Okay, we're moving from that story now. Don't forget at 7:30 you get a chance to react to any of the stories that you're interested in and that we have raised this morning. Says here. Buhari woos angry senators, promises justice for 22 members who lost return tickets. Lawmakers suspend cross-carpeting after Aso Rock meeting.
So, what kind of justice did the president give them? Compensate them with juicy appointments? Because
you are the one saying it.
I'm just trying to think, because
you see my post.
The only kind of justice I would expect is for the right thing to be done during the primaries and level playing ground given to everybody. If you fail after a level playing ground, then you don't have a case. Some of them complain, rightly so. A few of them may have points because they were just cheated up, so to speak. Understand? So, but the only option available, because you read another story that some of them are threatening multiple court cases.
No, that's a different story.
Oh, okay.
The multiple court cases, the lists that have been submitted to INEC. I think some of the aggrieved members, we take maybe for example Machina, from Yobe State, if the list, I'm not saying that's what it is now. If the list doesn't contain, then do you get it? Like the people who won at the primaries and don't have their name sent to INEC in that list, going to courts to say no, my name ought to be there.
Yes,
I think that's what it is.
But if anything, Barrister Festus Okuye said yesterday, the Machina name is not going to be on that list, because he explained that INEC does not have the powers to put a name. It can only say this person did not take part in a validly contested or organized primaries, and that's why that, because if you notice the space is blank. We didn't have Machina's name, we didn't have Lawan's name there. It's just left blank.
Okay.
So, he says it's only the court that can now direct INEC. And the court can only do that if parties appear before it.
So the next thing, and that's why you have all the multiple cases that have come to court. Okay, well, we move on from that. INEC gives presidential candidates July 15 deadline to confirm running mates.
That headline is somehow mischievous.
Why?
What's the deadline there?
It actually is in the law, So
it's not INEC giving, you're making it look as if INEC will say, okay, INEC number one says it doesn't recognize placeholder in its law. What it recognizes is a validly nominated running mate. And what it also recognizes is that there is a window for substitution based on two grounds: death or voluntary withdrawal of the person. So that's the way it is. After that deadline, that window closes.
So it's not rocket science.
So it's not something that INEC gives the deadline.
Okay, it's 27 minutes past 7. It is CitizenFM 93.7. You're listening to the Zuma headlines. My name is Kem, and of course I'm here with the prophets. Somebody else called you maestro yesterday, isn't it? You had a lot of titles,
Stop addressing me on borrowed ropes.
Which one should we give you
just
now?
Lawrence. Simple,
Okay. And we're looking at we're taking a comprehensive look at the headlines this morning. Lawrence, should we stay on politics or should we go to the human angle?
Both would do a little.
You're a politician. Okay, I think we should also take a look at this. It says here, man raises alarm. That is Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. Right. Manufacturers Association of Nigeria raises alarm over high operating cost. Senate Lawrence, this is you.
You won't complete the listing. My hand on my hand. And you.
I will complete what?
The right thing.
What is that?
You call man laments high operational cost. Is off. There's no mic on.
What's going on?
I don't know where it's coming from. My mics are off. Man raising why you complete here? Man worry, why
What
you
did I write? Man what?
Man raises alarm over high operational costs. You now put Senate orders probe of XHG and order. But why don't worry, let's go on and do our work.
Calm down,
All right, Citizen FM 93.7. High operational cost. Man raises alarm over looming mass sacking.
Another no-brainer. Basic economics will tell you that when things go the way it's going,
when two elephants fight, the workers suffer.
When the cost of doing business is high, the business owner will either push the burden on the consumers. Mm-hmm. If that is not visible in the short term, then he will also need to cut costs, his own cost of running business. And one of the easiest way of cutting costs in Nigeria is to lay off workers.
So this is scary, to say the least.
It's already happening, but it's going to get worse.
It's happening on a low scale.
It's going to get worse.
But with diesel at about 700 naira per litre, it's one cannot really blame the manufacturers, can we?
No, we can't.
What is the way forward?
The long term is for us to resolve what looks like rocket science and refine our products in Nigeria.
Lawrence, can't we even have states invest in a refinery per state?
It is.
Can't we have states just decide the FCT has its own refinery? It's not that expensive to create one, judging by the fact that we use this product like we drink water.
Yeah, see, Kemi, those days that I used to keep a diary, I have what we call the 10 wonders of Nigeria. And top on the list is why Nigeria cannot
refine its own fuel,
its product for local consumption, all the local consumption. Why we cannot do that? I've over the years, more than 15 years, I've read a lot, I've done a lot of research.
No, but you see, Lawrence, you don't even need too much research, right? One of the first topics that you're taught in chemistry when you go into SS1 is separation of this thing, and one of it is fractional distillation, right? Distillation, right? That fractional distillation is how crude oil is distilled.
No, it's not
simple. It's not rocket. That's the first course. That means that someone who does chemistry in school, if properly taught, and has access to crude oil, should be able to do that thing.
Kemi, it's not for lack of knowledge.
It's for lack of.
It's a political will for people to look some greedy people in the eye and say enough is enough. They are very few but very powerful. They have a lot of money to throw around. They have a lot of political will to flaunt and everything. Every government that comes into power becomes their victim, becomes helpless in the face. When you are out of government, you say all the necessary things, you grandstand, you shout. When you enter, and unfortunately, it's a democracy.
Lawrence, look at the domino effect of what this is doing to us. Look at the domino effect of how this affects the citizens. Imagine that the father loses his job and then he becomes emasculated in his house. It's not his fault, but it's the fault of the fact that there's an increase in fuel and his boss has to say, go home.
And you don't know what's going to happen in the family front.
Do you understand?
The man is going to become hostile.
Do you understand? The woman is going to get angry. The children may not be able to go to school.
Transfer aggression. And
men without money have that problem. Don't worry.
Anybody without money has that problem.
No, especially
men. If it now happens that the man is living in Zamfara with the new law or the new expectation that everybody should arm themselves.
No, with regards to that, we have the first public relations officer coming in at 9:05, and we're debuting a program, Police and Citizens. Where citizens can actually come and say their complaints, their suggestions, their commendations to and for the police. It's debuting is starting today, every Wednesday, Police and Citizens, right here on the station.
I'm sure it's going to be a very interesting program.
Well, 9 o'clock, that's the time today.
And to make it even more interesting, it's going to be a weekly program.
Yes, it's a weekly program. Lawrence, let's move on to another human angle story. Right down the front page of the Punch, you have students sitting on the floor. Some sit on desk, but a good number of them are sitting on the floor and studying while sitting on the floor. Lawrence, have you ever tried to write while sitting on the floor?
No.
No. Like in your house, you're sitting on the rug.
Okay.
Do you understand? And have you ever tried to write? How uncomfortable it is?
Okay, that is nothing new now. We've seen pictures of this all over the country.
Lawrence, I don't like it when you sound as if it's not. I don't. This is. I need you to be outraged.
No. It's only somebody who has a. Well, okay, we're on radio. Let's leave it. I wouldn't have refused to, because I've seen. It's like expecting a medical doctor or a nurse to be outraged at the sight of a blood or sight of an accidented victim who is rushed into the hospital. It's something that the person has seen over and over and over, right from training in med school and stuff.
Don't get used to it, at least.
So that's it.
I don't want to get used to it.
Well, so you continue to live in denial. That's what it means. We assume that our government, and this has nothing to do with the federal government. Education is in the concurrent list, so that means the state government also has a role to play. So if you can't do that at the primary school level or secondary school level, then you don't have, and they have lawmakers representing every.
And there's this counterpart funding. There's this counterpart funding that if the government is willing to drop
some of these states don't even sign up to their own part.
And so the money is just there.
Exactly.
That's the Universal Basic Education Fund.
And there's so many other funds
that foreign bodies are willing to give state governments to say, okay, if you drop 200 million, I will drop 200 million. Lawrence,
this is election period now. You now see state governors building one secondary school, painting it, and doing a grand opening of one secondary school in a particular state. Something that state, even ordinarily, those should be matters for local government.
Lawrence, it boils down to following the money. It boils down to paying attention to allocations. You see, many of us are educated, book knowledge, but we don't pay attention to the things we need to pay attention to. And that's very unfortunate. Because each state gets at least, they don't get money at all, they get at least 200 million naira a month from the FAC, at least. And this at least, I'm saying local governments, 774 local governments in Nigeria, some of them get as much as this 200 million naira I'm talking about. And so if you as a citizen, you want a better Nigeria, one of the first things you need to do is pay attention to the monthly allocation these states get and where these monies are said to be will be used, right? And then from there, we can now sit down and ask ourselves if we are really making progress in this country. And the truth is, the people in power who control the money will not be interested. The citizens have to put their eyes on the ball. If you're from a state, pay attention to your state. What money is going there? What local government gets what? And ask yourself, is this money is it visible, right, to in our lives? Because the truth is, whether the federal government likes it or not, they will have to release the money. And so whether the citizens, the government likes it or not, the citizens have to pay attention. That's the only way we can move forward as a country. In any case, sorry, I should have opened the phone lines earlier. 0818. I'm calm. 0818 2222 is the number to call. 0818 2222 is the number to call to react to any of the top stories on the front pages this morning. Alternatively, you can call 0903 2229 797. Hello, good morning. Hello. Oops, okay. Looks like I lost that one. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Michael. I'm calling from Nasa.
Good to have you on the program again this morning, Michael.
Michael, good morning.
Yes, thank you, my brother. Thank you. Mr. President, I'm meeting the aggrieved lawmakers. Well, this is medicine after death. That meeting will not actually change anything. I think we have decided it can go ahead and meet them, but it doesn't actually add up for any of us, not helping us for anything. These are the things they could have done earlier, before now, but I know their time is off. I like what, the Matawale have just did now, signing up a law that whether it is banditry or any killers of any kind, no need of going to court. But when you are caught, you face the music, you face the consequences immediately. Because some of those people, one of the leverage they have given to them is that when you caught them, you have to go to this law process, and then after many these things, they will just release them. They will go back to that the same thing again. I think that law is a very good one, especially when they have been warning, stay away from this kind of banditry or whatever you call it. But that doesn't want to stop. So for now, it has been vindicated. Since that people say, okay, don't go in that direction of that everybody has to carry gun. I think this one that you did now is the best option that they have ever taken. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much for your contribution. All right, you can call us on 0818-2222-205. All right, that's the number to call. Alternatively, you can call 0903-2229-797. And yes, Governor Bello Matawalle signed the banditry bill into law, and he explains his call for self-defense. It's in The Guardian this morning. The writer to the story says Nigeria not ripe for individual ownership of guns, says criminologist. Zamfara governor acted within his rights. Ex-DSS bust. Bandits abduct CMD of General Hospital. And ULG chairman's pregnant wife in Zamfara. No need to arm citizens for now. Call unnecessary. And that is coming from Uzodimma. All right, so it shows here a picture of Governor Bello Matawalle signing in that banditry bill into law.
Kemi, if only we can just get some details of that law. What exactly does the law say?
Well, you are the law, Lawrence. I'm sure you will give us in our subsequent news bulletin.
Okay, because from what Michael was saying, I don't want us to give the impression that the governor, the bill is about jungle justice.
Well, it says that the bill is part of the state government's new measures to stem the tide of banditry, kidnapping, and castle rustling that have bedeviled the state for over a decade. He had directed residents of the state signing the bill. We'll look at that. Let's just quickly take this call. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, CitizenFM.
Good to have you on the program.
Since I'm always asking a question here. When will it be right for some certain things to be done in Nigeria?
When the citizens are ready.
It's not right for youth to be president now. It is not right for us to have state. It is not time for us to have state police. It is not time for us to be carrying arms. But things keep on degenerating by the second. When will it be right for us to do the right thing?
When the citizens are ready.
That means we are not ready.
Maybe
we
not.
We are not ready. Hungry never catch us. Actually, if hungry catch us, we will know. Lovely deliberation, please.
Thank you very much. Good morning and have a great day. Well, even if we're hungry, we can't resort to jungle justice. We must still use common sense. And that is why one of the things that we advocate here on Citizen FM is for the citizens to pay attention to what matters, all right? When the fact is released, the information is right there. All you need to do is Google it. You'll see it. This money is going to Ogun State, Lagos State, Imo State, Rivers State, Delta State. Then ask yourself, is this money, this amount of money that this government has received every month, right? Is it being shown in my life as a human being? And then we can now answer other questions from there. All right, it's Citizen FM 93.7. The numbers to call 0818-2222-205. Alternatively, you can call 0903-2229-797. Of course, we'll bring you the details of the new bill, banditry laws, banditry bill that was signed into law by Governor Bello Matawalle in our subsequent bulletins. Courtesy Lawrence Mwete.
No need to hide your face. Show your face.
Pleasure ride.
Yeah.
Here at last.
Mbami ori.
Safest, classiest,
Bele wa ṣe ra mi léṣe
taxi
jàre.
ride in town.
Oh boy.
Wavex
How
taxi
many times
ride
did they play
for
this advert in
absolute
the day?
No.
safety and comfort.
Advert kan ta ni.
Available in over 500
Ẹja
cities
flow
in
jẹ dáadáa.
Nigeria,
Ẹyọ kan náà ni.
Africa,
Kọ́ mọ̀ pé a tiẹ̀
Europe,
ti
and
ní advert.
America. Download the app now from the Google Store.
It doesn't cost us anything to play it. You understand? So make you just dey go until other people come see this even make sense. So make them to come. You understand? And then advert man pe advert wa. So that's the. Alright, so we're going. Àwọn orin burúkú tó play kí n tó wọ bí iṣẹ́ ló ń jẹ́ kí kọ́ọ̀lì máa wọlé báyìí.
All right, right, you're still listening to the Zuma headlines on Citizen FM 93.7, and we're looking at the top stories. Don't forget, you can react to any of the headlines this morning by calling 0818 22 22 205. Alternatively, you can call 0903 22 29 797. All right, we move on now to the point. Nigeria to acquire vessel for maritime security.
Well, that's a good one. Good one. And just like you said during when you read that story, the headline, a lot has been happening on our seas and seashores, and a lot of good things, because I think the rate of criminalities have actually reduced, piracy and stuff like that. And with this, we hope that it will strengthen the officers and men who daily put their lives on the line and bring about sanity. It's a tough one because it's an international crime syndicate across the world where you have those kind of expanse of sea and stuff like that. So I think the Nigerian government is on the right track this time around.
All right, and we move on from that now, and here it says that new CJN, age of new CJN, Olukade Ariwola, 7 major things to note about him. The details right there in the belly of Premium Times NG.
Yeah, yes. The new CJN, I think a few politicians will not forget him in a hurry. At least one. One of them is the former governor of Imo State, Emeka Ihediola. Yes, the new CJN, the acting CJN, was on the panel that sacked him and replaced him with Hope Uzodinma. That was one of his landmark judgments. And also, the new acting CJN was also on the panel that affirmed the election of President Muhammad Buhari in 2019 when the matter got to the Supreme Court. So he was also on the panel that affirmed the governorship candidates of Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tamboa and the Kano State Governor also Ganduje. So those were some of the
landmark judgments
of the...
Well, he says here that 7 major things about the acting CJN, 17th Chief Justice of Nigeria since Nigeria's independence. He used to serve 2 terms in office. According to this report, 2 years in office. According to this report by Premium Times NG, his education and legal training is right there. Says he, according to his profile published on the Supreme Court's website, he started his primary school in local authority demonstration school, Oluwole Isayin, in 1959. He also graduated, was admitted into the University of Ife to study law in 1977 and graduated from the University of Ife in 1980. He was called to bar as a solicitor and advocate of the Nigerian Supreme Court in July 1981. He used to be a teacher. Now, before he became a judge, he has 40 years of legal career, 30 years on the bench. Protest letter. He topped the list of the 14 justices of the Supreme Court that recently sent a memo, the outgone CJN, to protest against the poor handling of the welfare and operations of the court. So that's it. For more, you can go to PremiumTimesNG.com.
It must be emphasized that he graduated from the Oba universities.
Yeah, University of Ife, Obafemi. But you see, Lawrence, your colleagues from the University of Lagos will actually be very, very disappointed in what you just said.
No, they'll be outraged.
I just to put that in. 0818-2222-205 is the number to call. Alternatively, you can call 0903 22 29 797. Still taking a look at the top stories this morning. It says here, Ekiti workers give FIME ultimatum over unpaid entitlement.
It's time for ultimatum. Ogun State workers are doing their own.
Yeah.
Ekiti State is doing when you see, especially for Ekiti State, since the governor is almost leaving, let's get our dues before when the new governor comes in now, we say, look, I'm just coming in. I was not the one that created this.
But you must commend them that they did not do this before the elections. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Michael again. I'm calling back. The FIME, we all heard that he's doing well, but I don't just get it when people are complaining about not being paid the salary of or their pension or whatever like that. But I think the people of that Ekiti state, they could have shown it during the time of that election. Why do they, the same people, they still vote the same party again who seems not to be doing well for them? Would they want to continue with that kind of... I think the best thing they could have done in order to punish anybody who is not doing what they expected is to vote that party out of the way. And
Hello?
the resigned justice.
Yes.
My brother, I listened to the statement that followed that, what they're going to give this man, 2.5 billion, and then building a house on the death of his own choice. And then the city told me, my brother, the lawyers, but they show you. The lawyers, they're enjoying. I think my son is going to be a lawyer.
Well, we wish you all the best in that. Yes. All right. It's CitizenFM 93.708182222 is the number to call. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Hello.
Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Mayo. I'm calling from Airport Road.
Good to have you on the program this morning, Maiwa. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I want to react to you, Kem, something you said, and you have always been saying it, that the citizens should be interested in getting local government and state government accountable, knowing the allocations that goes to the local government and state and what is done for. Yeah, you see, I once spoke to a professor of political science, and I told him that you should be running for one political office in your state, maybe the governor of your state or a senator or this and that. And he looked at me and he laughed. And then he said, come, professor in political science is different from the real practical politics being played in Nigeria. That is satisfied with teaching his professor of political science. Now, what am I saying? There are things that we can say, we exuberantly say, and then there's things that we exactly say that it should be done. But it's not really possible in the Nigerian system in practical sense of it. How can I, as a person, go to my local government chairman or account and ask him, show me your account? Is it possible?
Maiwa. I think that, you see, if you don't want to kill a cow, there are different ways to excuse yourself from doing it. I am not saying what I have not done or what I have not paid attention to. Right. The challenge with us as Nigerians is that many of us don't want to even do anything and we just want Nigeria to be fixed. That's where the challenge is. Right.
Can you tell me how I can achieve it from my local government?
Okay.
I won't be witch hunted.
Wait now, Maiwa. You can even do it anonymously. Right?
Yes.
Go to the internet, pay attention. Once you hear FAQ has been distributed to the state, Google it. Google how much it is. Use your name as a pseudonym. Go on Twitter.
Okay.
Take pictures of your local governments where you stay, right?
Yes.
And now post those pictures and say this month, this local government received 50 million naira. This is how our local government is. By the time you do this consistently for 3 months, your local government chairman will sit up.
And apart from that, Mike, you can even start with the budget, with the state budget, because the budgets are tied to projects. So if, for example, in your local government, there is a project in the budget that says 15 kilometers of road will be constructed this year. Do you understand? And it's June, which is half of the year. They've not even started the foundation. Nothing has started. Oh, you can bring that to the attention of people. That's what we just say. Citizen journalism, if you like it.
With a mobile phone, you have become a power unto yourself.
And apart from that, anytime you run into your councillor, you ask the necessary question.
The problem is even the councillors don't live in their local governments. That's another case for another day. But you see, Maiwa, now I'm telling you something practical that everybody can do. And I promise you that if we start doing these things, these people will sit up.
Yes, and every
They
time
will sit up.
for example, Kemi, that story you were talking about the school children sitting on the floor.
Yes.
You understand? I bet you that something is going to be done about that because the pictures have gone viral.
Almost immediately. Give it less than 3 weeks. That school, they will give us another picture to say all of them now have chairs and tables.
Okay, so I think you guys have answered my curiosity so that listeners can know how to do and how to approach such important suggestion. Thank you, Kemi and Lawrence. You're doing a good job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Even if all you do is take the picture and send it to Mobile Punch, they will help you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for holding the line, Patrick.
I can't care.
Sir?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Lawrence, good morning.
Good morning, Pat.
I really enjoyed the way you and Madam Kemke were just giving us clarity on how do we hold our leaders accountable. Madam Kemke, kudos.
Thank you very much.
It's CGN to get 2.5 billion benefits. I know that this has been the standard practice in our country, but please, I want to ask if the Senate too can approve this kind of payments for retired police officers, retired soldiers, so that they can get this kind of benefits. At least if a policeman serves for 35 years, he should be able to make at least 40 million or 50 million naira, a house, a very livable house where he can stay with his family. But in a situation where they serve and you pay them 4 million, some even get to 1.5 million, some get 5 million.
I think it's based on rank, I think it's based on ranking. It's not all judges that will get even this.
All right, that's what I'm saying. My father is a police officer. So my late father was a police officer, so I know what I'm saying when I get there. So I think the Senate should look at that aspect too, so that our security men too can have a better life. They retire after 35 years of service. According to the condition they are giving here is that the CJN spends 70 years after 70 years. They cannot work any longer. Some of these police officers, after 65 years, no more, they cannot work any longer. So they should be enjoying the kind of entitlement that the CJN and the other government officials are enjoying.
All right.
And this equality, it is the best thing now.
All right, thank you very much, Patrick. I'm sorry, I know you held the line for quite a while, but we have less than a minute to go. Lawrence, I think this is where we just wrap it up today. What we say on Citizen FM is not rocket science. There are things that we have done, and it is not a mistake that our name is Citizen FM. It was carefully chosen because we know that the citizens hold the power to change this country for good.
Yes, Kemi, you're very right. I know politicians, they're scared of an informed citizen.
I'm telling you.
They're scared of people asking the right question. And the moment you know...
Lawrence, ID is calling. Should we do 30? ID.
Okay,
should we do 30 seconds?
Let's give him 30 seconds.
Hello, ID. 30 seconds, please.
Good morning, Kamkem.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
Maestro, good morning.
Good morning, Eddie.
Yeah. I just to tell you that Nigerian educational sector, in fact, some children are sitting under...
Sitting on the floor.
To learn, right? On the floor to learn. Now, I would really want the next to come down to Buhari, all the schools in Buhari, check out all the schools in Buhari. The one owned by Federal Capital Authority, the one owned by Buhari Area Council. You feel so, you like, we are not in this same country.
ID. Let me give you an assignment.
Journalism, the metro can do that job.
No, ID, you are in Buhari, we can't be everywhere. Take pictures and send to us. Let's help you put fire. Kakolomo. But ID, we have to let you go. Thank you so much for contributing. All right, that's our package this morning on Citizen FM 93.7. Lawrence, you're laughing. Have I said anything wrong? Kakolomo, you understand? My name is Kem, and that's our package. Join us again tomorrow morning.
And my name is Lawrence. Do have a beautiful day.
Kakolomo. See, wait, let me play advert.